Now, the Scouts and Cubs have made a strong return to some of the most deprived neighbourhoods in Britain, according to official figures that they've released today. More than 1,000 new troops and packs have been set up over the past 5 years, most of them in inner cities. The Scout Association says it has increased membership in the poorest parts of the UK by 20,000 in that time, as Inzamam Rashid reports.
Earning badges for kayaking to cooking, from fishing to fundraising, Scouts has been preparing young people with life skills for 112 years. Each week, over 500,000 people are involved in Scouts activities across the UK. And now the movement has revealed it's actively boosted its membership in some of the country's poorest areas. Over 20,000 new members have joined since 2014, with new sections open on estates such as Byker in Newcastle and Wythenshawe in Manchester. And this is the latest of the new urban branches, 10th Willesden Scout Group. Willesden in northwest London has one of the highest poverty rates in the capital. In the 1950s, the area was home to 44 Cub and Scout groups, but that figure dropped to just 4 until last year, and over the past 12 months, it's risen to 9.
My favourite thing in Cubs is how you can learn all the games and learn all different skills and stuff that you could actually use to help you in life.
I can use the skills in life and I can maybe have lifelong friends.
What I would like to do is teach the next Cubs how to do stuff and help them to be sensible.
The group here attracted children who wanted to avoid gangs and parents looking to get their kids away from electronic screens.
For me, it was very important to know that Scout is open to all. And I think that's a very important message, to know that it's not about what class you're from, it's not about how much your parents earn or don't earn, it's about you as an individual.
This movement isn't unfamiliar. In the early 1900s, Scout groups had deep connections within the city. They used it to promote Scouting as a way to learn skills and to beat unemployment.
Now, this deliberate push sees over 200 of the new groups in the very poorest 10% of areas across the country. Derek has been involved with Scouts for 43 years. He thinks this shift is as important than ever before.
In inner city areas, that children have the chance to become involved in an organisation like Scouting because they can learn so much from it. It can work in partnership with what they learn in school, but it goes on that little bit further by teaching them skills which they can have for life.
Scouts has set a target to add 500 new groups in areas of poverty by 2023. But for now, the association is marching back into inner cities with new packs, troops and colonies in some of Britain's most deprived spots. Inzamam Rashid, Sky News.
Watching Sky News. Well, to talk about why this drive to widen the Scouts' appeal is so important, pleased to say we're joined now by Donna Bennett, Head of Volunteering at the Scout Association. Donna, thanks for taking the time to speak to us today. I just wonder, the sort of thrust of that report is this drive to go back to the inner cities. What in the sort of preparation of preparing this drive did the Scouts identify as the reason for falling away from those places in the first place?
Well, I think that Scouting's been around for an awful long time. We prepare young people for better futures, we give them skills for life. And, actually we recognise that in some of the most challenging parts of the UK and perhaps some of the less traditional places that we've been, Scouting had dropped off. So we wanted to make it our mission to make sure that every young person had the opportunity to join Scouting to gain skills for life, regardless of their background.
Do you think that is because the Scout Association was too slow to change?
No, we've made some major changes over the last 10 years, and in that time we've seen the growth every single year, both in our volunteering and our young people numbers, and we've actually grown by over 170,000 members overall. But what we wanted to do was to really focus and prioritise our attentions as well into some of the areas where we felt it would make the most difference, and that's what this programme is all about.
And the reaction you've had from the areas that you think you can make the most difference in, I presume has been a positive one, hopefully, but is it a reaction that's maybe born out of frustration that services and, excitement and activities that the Scouts provide is not there anymore where it was before, perhaps provided by the state?
Well, I think that positive activities that help young people become active citizens are exceptionally important, and that is what Scouting provides. So alongside education and other things that these young people are experiencing within their lives, Scouting helps them become more active citizens. It helps them learn practical skills. It helps them learn character skills, and through all of that, it helps a much higher social cohesion within those communities as well.
Is it having a visible effect in stopping children getting involved with gangs and things like that? Because I note that that is one of the sort of reasons for this drive back into the inner cities, is to try and stop that happening.
Well, as you heard from Dwayne there, actually, I think joining in Scouting has had that effect for many years. And what we want to do is make sure that the provisions are there in all of these communities, so that there's choice and there's options, and that young people have the same choices and options regardless of where they live.
I'm just reading now more than 2,500 boys and girls across Beavers, Cubs and Scouts, particularly in Birmingham, than compared to 1938. And obviously that was quite a peak of the movement at that time. Future fairly bright in terms of Scouting, because I think in the minds of a lot of people it has this, harking back to whittling wood in the countryside and things like that.
Well, I think the young people last night that were talking about some of the badges they've done around coding and planting and social citizenship would probably disagree. But, I think the thing is, this is a major success and it's growing. We are having new communities approach us every single week. But, to do more, we need more volunteers and we need more funding support. So, we're really on a drive, if you like, to make this happen in many more places.
OK, Donna Bennett, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak to us today, Head of Volunteering at the Scout Association.
Thank you.